Hi everybody, Elliot here, Lazy Dogs Records, and there's a thread going around that I just saw earlier today that I wanted to jump in on. I saw Rod the Happy Hippie do his version of the thread, 5 songs that are 2 minutes or less. And so I put together 5 songs I enjoy that are 2 minutes or less. A whole lot of people have done this thread. Emma at 8 Vinyl Low started it, I believe, and I've seen several others, but Rod's the first one I saw. First one I'll mention is by the Byrds, and it's called "It Won't Be Wrong." It's clocks in at 1 minute and 58 seconds. So Roger McGuinn, although it says J for Jim McGuinn in the credits, Roger McGuinn and someone named Gerst composition, and it's on Turn, 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 the album Turn, Turn, Turn. Now, my version of that album is the the twofer, I guess you'd say. It probably came out in the late 70s. I probably got this from Columbia Records, but it's got Mr. Tambourine Man, the album, that first album, Mr. Tambourine Man, and Turn, 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 as a 2-record set. And so there's that. And one of the great violinists from Florida, Mr. Vassar Clemens. This is the Vassar Clemens Band. You know, he played with Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys. He was a bluegrass boy. He played a lot with Jerry Garcia. He was in the Old and the Way Band and played with a whole lot of people, but this is him stepping to the forefront. And this is a song called Mixed Melody that is 1 minute and 55 seconds. And Millie Clemens wrote that. I'm guessing Millie is probably Vassar's wife. I don't know for sure though. And the next one is from Leon Redbone, and this is the album Double Time. And the song is a Jimmy Rogers, Jack Neville composition, although they may have gotten it from somebody. You know how it went way back then. Mississippi Delta Blues, and it clocks in at 1 minute and 44 seconds. And I'm going to do a needle drop on this one from Leon Redbone.
With friends around and even pals I know are true, still I'm lonely, homesick and blue. There's no one who can tell me when I'm all alone, longing for my Mississippi home. Way down in the Delta, on the Mississippi shore, in that muddy water, I long to be once more. When night shadows creep about, and the weather will fall, you can hear old Mary shout, come in here, you mom. Way down on the levee, rolling in the pale moonlight, you can see those steamboats in the fields of snowy white. There's a feeling I can't lose, the muddy water in my shoes, when I get that Mississippi Delta blues.
Okay, the next one I'm going to talk about is from the band Cowboy. Now, Cowboy was a band that really was made up of Scott Boyer and Tommy Taunton and other musicians. It was really their band. Sometimes they just billed themselves or did albums as Boyer Taunton. But you probably, they were on Capricorn, and this is another one of those twofers like the Byrds album This is taking the first two albums and putting them into a twofer set. Reach for the Sky and Five Will Get You 10 were their first two albums on Capricorn, and then it's just lyrics there, and then they put out this later to capitalize on some of their popularity. Probably what you'll know them best for is Please Be With Me, which Eric Clapton did. That's Boyer's song written by Scott Boyer. It's not under 2 minutes though, but on this twofer album there are at least three. There's Picking Your Nose. Don't do that. A minute and 50 seconds on here. The one I was going to note, Honey Ain't Nowhere, which is a minute and 55 seconds. That's really the one I was specifically thinking of. But there's another one on here. Innocence Song is a minute and 53 seconds on there. And the last one I will take note of is one from Arthur Guitar Boogie Smith from the album. This is a reissue album called Jumping Guitar. Don't confuse this Arthur Smith with Fiddlin' Arthur Smith. This is the one from South Carolina who wrote Guitar Boogie and performed it. Had a big hit with Guitar Boogie in the late 40s, and it's kind of precursor to early rock and roll music. But I'm going to play you one that clocks in at a minute and 53 seconds, and this is Stompin' at the Savoy, and the songwriting credits go to Sampson, Webb, and Goodman. Now the Webb, I'm assuming, is Chick Webb, who was the drummer and band leader of the band that played the Savoy all the time. I'm assuming maybe Benny Goodman is the other songwriter here. The Sampson, I'm not sure of. Some of you folks that are more schooled into jazz stuff, you may be able to fill us in on exactly who wrote it. But this is Stompin' at the Savoy. So that's my 5 songs that run 2 minutes or less. Remember, it's one from the Byrds, one from Vassar Clemens Band, Leon Redbone, Cowboy, and Arthur Guitar Boogie Smith. I'll remind everybody, everybody get in on this thread if you want it. It's amazing how many songs clock in at less than 2 minutes. But, so this was fun going through my collection and finding out which ones I wanted to share with you. Enjoyed it. I remind everybody, be kind to your neighbors. We're all neighbors. There's too much going on for us to be fussing and fighting with each other. We gotta stick together. Okay, love each other.